Hello friends, I am Dr. Rupa Gupta. In today's video, I am going to explain about journal, ledger and subsidiary books. So let us start with journal. What is a journal? It is a list in chronological order of all the transactions for a business. And in this journal there are some steps are given, like identify transaction from source documents, specify accounts affected, third is apply debit or credit rules, and finally record transaction with description, and that is narration. Now the another part is what is journal entry. So journal entry, an analysis of the effects of a transaction on the accounts, usually accompanied by an explanation of the transaction. This analysis identifies the accounts to be debited and credited. What does a journal entry includes? Journal entry में कौन कौन सी बातों का समावेश होता है? So these things are included in journal entry, like date of the transaction, title of the account debited, title of the account credited, the amount of the debit and credit, and finally narration, that is description of the transaction. Now the another aspect is record transaction in the journal. सबसे पहले ट्रांजेक्शन होता है और उस ट्रांजेक्शन को जर्नल में लिखा जाता है. So now the another question arises, what do you mean by journalizing? So journalizing is the process of entering transactions into the journal. Journalizing transactions. So here there are some steps are given we have to follow while journalizing the transactions. The journal is a chronological listing of transactions. So enter date in first column, then identify appropriate accounts in which account we have to journal. Enter the title of the account debited, enter the title of the account to be credited, then insert appropriate amounts in debit and credit column, and finally insert a brief description of transaction. So here I have quoted one example. On April 2nd, Garge invested rupees 30,000 in Galen travel. So what is the journal entry? 2nd अप्रैल को गर्गे ने अपने बिजनेस में 30,000 रुपीज इन्वेस्ट किया. So this is the journal entry as we are observing here. In journal entry there are 5 columns, and that is date, particulars, ledger folio, debit amount and credit amount. So 2nd April, by cash account debited 30,000 rupees, to Garge's capital account credited 30,000 rupees, and obviously the narration is being received initial investment from the owner. And who is owner here? Mr. Garge is owner here. Now let us discuss what are the types of journal entry. So types of journal entry, there are main 2 types of journal entry. The first is a simple entry and the another is a compound entry. Now the question arises, what do you mean by simple entry? An entry for a transaction that affects only 2 accounts, that is simple entry. In journal entry, an entry for a transaction that affects more than 2 accounts is known as a compound entry. Always remember, whether the entry is a simple or compound, the debits, that is left side, and the credit, that is the right side, must always equal. Now the important aspect, after completion of journal we have to follow ledger. Now what do you mean by ledger? What is a ledger? It is a digest of all accounts utilized by an entity during an accounting period. So here some points are quoted, like loose leaf pages, then bound books, then computer printout, and after all, after getting the printout, it is like cards. So ledger accounts. Ledger, a group of related accounts kept current in a systematic manner. So think of a ledger as a book with one page for each document. Now these are the examples of ledger like cash, accounts receivable, supplies, accounts payable. So in accounts receivable, it is always related to customer. Here, four examples are taken of four kinds of customer like A, B, C and D account. Another aspect is accounts payable, that is bills payable. It is always related to creditors account, and here also four kinds of creditors are taken or considered, that is A, B, C and D. Now let us see what is ledger accounts. A simplified version of a ledger is called the T account, because in ledger always we opens account, so it is also known as a T account. They allows us to capture the essence of the accounting process without having to worry about too many details. So the account is divided into two sides for recording increases and decreases in the accounts. So account title, like there are two sides, left side and right side. Debits and credits. Debit, it is indicated by DR, an entry or balance on the left side of an account. Another is a credit. It is indicated by CR, an entry or balance on the right side of an account. Always remember, debit is always the left side and credit is always the right side. Now, post from the journal to the ledger. What do you mean by posting? What is posting? It is the transfer of information from the journal to the appropriate accounts in the ledger. Now, posting to the ledger, some steps are considered here. Posting refers to transferring the information in a journal entry to the appropriate ledger account, like enter the date, enter amount in a proper debit or credit column, and enter journal source information. Now, this is the pro forma of account. As in account, there are two sides, and that is debit side and credit side. In each side, four columns are mentioned like date, particulars, ledger folio and amount. And the same things are mentioned on credit side also. The account, that is ledger. So in account, two sides are important, debit and credit. Debit is always written on left side and credit is always written on right side. Now, ledger accounts. So balance. In ledger, balance concept is very important. Difference between total left side amounts and total right side amounts at any particular time. Now, assets have left side balances. If assets increase by entries to the left side and decrease by entries to the right side. Liabilities and owner's equity have right side balances. It decreased by entries to the left side. It increased by entries to the right side. Now, details of journals and ledger. As in this video, I have explained the example of investment. Mr. Garge invested 30,000 rupees in his business. So this is the journal entry On 2nd April, by cash account debited 30,000 rupees to Garge's capital account 30,000 rupees. Now, this is the example of posting. Here, two accounts are important, that is Garge's account, Garge's capital account and cash account. So, by cash account debited means we have to write on the debit side of cash account by the name to Garge's capital account. So, insert the number of the journal page is essential here. Now, recording and posting of an entry. Like I have taken the example of prepaid insurance. Here two accounts are important, prepaid insurance and cash. So date, description, ledger folio, debit amount and credit amount. So this is the journal entry. By prepaid insurance account debited 2400 rupees to cash account 2400 rupees. So here three steps are important. Analyze and record the transaction as shown. Second, post the debit side of the transaction. And finally, post the credit side of the transaction. Posting. The same example is considered here. If we open cash account. So, in the debit side of cash account, we have to write to Garge's capital by 30,000 rupees. So insert the number of the journal page here. Recording and posting of an entry. Like on 12th Jan, prepaid insurance account debited 2400 rupees to cash account credited 2400 rupees, and we have to follow these three steps. Again, here we have mentioned journal entry, and on the basis of journal entry we have opened ledger account, that is prepaid insurance account. Now how this journal entry and accounts are related to each other, and here page numbers are very important. Like if we see the journal entry of prepaid insurance, two accounts are important, that is prepaid insurance and cash account. So first of all we have to write date, then journal entry, date of credit, description and ledger folio. If we see the prepaid insurance account, here also debit and credit sides are important. Like I have opened here prepaid insurance account, and on the debit side of prepaid insurance account we have to write by the name of cash, that is 2400, step by step. So first of all we have to write date, then second step is we have to write what we have to write? We have to write amount, and the another aspect is particular is also important, and finally how the transaction is affected the opposite side. Next part is a trial balance. What do you mean by trial balance? Because the first step is a journal entry. On the basis of journal entry we are ready for ledgering, and after completion of ledgering there is a turn of trial balance. So what is a trial balance? It is an internal document. It is a listing of all the accounts with their related balances. It provides a check on accuracy by showing whether total debits equals total credits. Trial balance, a listing of all accounts with balances at the end of the accounting period after all transactions have journalized and posted. What is the purpose of trial balance or the objectives of trial balance? So here two purposes are important. The first is to determine that debits equals credits, and another to identify accounts to be adjusted. Trial balance, a listing of all accounts with balances at the end of the accounting period after all transactions have journalized and posted. And the main thing is to determine that debits equals credit. While preparing trial balance, what are the purposes of trial balance? Why we are preparing trial balance? So the answers are to help check on accuracy of posting by proving whether the total debits equal the total credits, and to establish a convenient summary of balances in all accounts for the preparation of formal financial statements. So, the trial balance is usually prepared with the balance sheet accounts first and followed by the income statement accounts. So, here an example of a trial balance. So, these four parts are important. Account number. So, first of all, we have to mention account number. Then account title. We have to write the exact title of the account. Then the debit amount of respective account and the credit amount of respective account. So, here I have taken to four accounts, that is cash account by 3,50,000, merchandise inventory, that is stock 1,50,000, note payable 1 lakh rupees, and paid in capital 4 lakh rupees. So the overall total is 5 lakh rupees of both sides, that is debit and credit. Locating trial balance errors. Sometimes what happen? There are some chances of errors, and that is the trial balance error. So note that a trial balance may balance even when errors were made in recording or posting. A transaction may be recorded as different amounts in two different accounts. A transaction may be recorded in a wrong account. So these are the chances. Thereby, errors can committed. In both situations, the total debits will still equal total credits on the trial balance. So how to correct the errors? So three types of errors, and it is related to journal entry. As we know, after completion of journal entry, there is a turn of ledger posting. So in journal entry, maybe there is a chances of mistakes, and it also affects ledger posting. So if journal entry is incorrect and it is not posted in ledger account, and maybe this another chance is a journal entry is a correct, but it is not correctly posted on ledger posting. So locating trial balance errors. How can we find out? So these are the questions. What if it doesn't balance? Is the addition correct? Are all account listed? Are the balances listed correctly? And these are the answers. How can we find out the errors? Then what should we do? What are the remedies? So first of all, divide the difference by 2. Is there a debit or credit balance for this amount posted in a wrong column? Check journal postings, and on the basis of that posting, review accounts for reasonableness. And finally, computerized accounting programs usually prohibit out of balance entries. Now, after completion of trial balance, another aspect is a subsidiary book, which is also known as a special journal. So here I have taken some examples of subsidiary book. like cash. In cash book, all transactions, those which are related to cash only, we have to write in cash book. Purchase book. So always mention credit purchases in purchase book. And account payable. It is a liability and it is always related to creditors part. So in nutshell, all subsidiary books combine and make up the ledger. On the basis of subsidiary book, we can easily make a ledger. So subsidiary book is a special journal like selling and buying. Selling is related to sales book and selling rendering of services on account, and it is recorded in sales book. Another aspect is a cash book. Cash book. Receipt of cash from any source we have to record in cash book. Purchase book. Purchase of items on account and we have to record in purchase book. Another is again cash book. Payment of cash for any purpose. We have to record in cash book. So, this is the example of sales journal or sales book. Here, these columns are important like date, invoice number, particulars, details and amount. And we have to also mention page number. So all sales on credit are recorded in this journal. Each sales invoice is listed in a numerical order. This journal is often referred to as an invoice register. Like here we have to mention proper date, proper invoice number, their description also properly write, and the most important thing is a amount. So as I mentioned here, mymusicclub.com 2200, rapzone.com 1750, Web Cantina 2650 and mymusicclub.com again 3000 rupees. So the overall sales transaction is rupees 9600. Purchase journal. Here purchase journal is also important. Here also date, particulars, details and amount columns are important, and I have mentioned these 4 transactions like Howard Supplies 600 rupees, Donley Supplies 420 rupees, Donley Supplies again 1450 rupees and again Howard Supplies 960 rupees. So the total of purchase book is 3430 rupees. So all purchases on account are recorded in this journal. Cash journals. It is also one of the example of subsidiary book, as cash journal is bifurcated in 4 parts, and the first is a single column cash book. It is also known as a simple cash book. Double column cash book. It is also known as a cash book with a bank column. Triple column cash book. It is also known as a cash book with bank and discount column. And the last is a petty cash book. It records small cash payouts. Now, this is the summary of this video. And here 3 things are important. First is original evidence records. On the basis of this, we have to ready for accounting records, and after completion of the another step is on the basis of accounting records, we have to prepare financial statements. So the first aspect is the original evidence record. It is always related to source document. the basic transaction. The another aspect is accounting record, because on the basis of source document we have to prepare, we have to ready for accounting record. And the first step is the journal. On the basis of journal we are ready for ledgering, and after completion of ledger we are prepared for trial balance, and we have to close the trial balance. And on the basis of trial balance we are ready to prepare financial statements, and in financial statement profit and loss statement is important. On the basis of profit and loss statement we are prepared for balance sheet. In balance sheet two aspects are important: liabilities and assets. And profit and loss account is also concerning with statement of cash flow, because it shows the cash transactions, the income transaction, the expenses transactions, which is closely related to cash flows. So this is all about journal, ledger and subsidiary book. Thank you.